Okay. So SO2 has three tests. First, it is converting lime water milky. It is converting acidified potassium dichromate from orange to green. Then alkaline potassium permanganate, that is purple color to colorless. So these are the three tests. So copper becomes copper sulfate and it gives you SO2 gas. Zinc becomes zinc sulfate as well as SO2 gas. If you observe, okay, uh, there are two reaction which is shown. One is zinc and one is zinc is showing two reaction. So if zinc is acting on a sulfuric acid dilute, okay, so acidic property, remember. So zinc, when it is reacting with dilute sulfuric acid, it is giving you zinc sulfate and hydrogen. And in this case, as an oxidizing agent, this is concentrated version. So when zinc is acted upon concentrated sulfuric acid, it gives you zinc sulfate, water and SO2 gas. So please don't get confused. So zinc, when it reacts with dilute, so acidic property you cannot get it using concentrated version of sulfuric acid. Okay, oxidation can happen only with concentration. Now there are some inorganic compound like we have like HCl, we have HI. Okay, let's say if you take hydrogen iodide, now they ask you, so hydrogen iodide, when it reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid, we get iodine. So iodine is what? Is it a liquid or is it a gas?
Solid.
It's a
It's a
solid.
solid.
Yeah, it's a solid. And hydrogen sulfide, this rotten egg smell gas, when it reacts with concentrated H2SO4. Now here in this case, concentrated H2O4 is acting like a oxidizing agent. So if they give you this equation, you need to actually write which property sulfuric acid is enacting, oxidizing. Now sulfur, hydrogen sulfide is actually uh, getting converted to sulfur. Now sulfur is which color it is? Yellow particle.
Yellow.
Okay, and it is a solid. Remember that it's not a liquid. So we completed fourth property. Now fifth property, very important property, very important. Strong dehydrating agent. So I'll just zoom in. Now, sulfuric acid has a tendency to remove the elements of water because of strong affinity for water. So normally what it removes? Water of crystallization from hydrated salt. If you remember, we have hydrated salts like CuSO4.5H2O. Now this is hydrated salt. It tries to remove the water of crystallization. So this is what, which color? This is pale blue color. Okay. So when it reacts with sulfuric acid doesn't do anything else. It is actually removing the water of crystallization and it makes it in a different color, white anhydrous. So it is like a powder color. Okay. So now let's understand the dehydrating agent. So dehydrating agent is actually bringing a chemical change. You are already observing there is a chemical change happening. Like CuSO4.5H2O becomes CuS4 and the water of crystallization is removed. So yes, there is a chemical change. Also, the composition changes because I told you already that there is a pale blue precipitate. Now this is pale blue. It's a blue color precipitate. It changes to white color. So it is also changing the composition. So dehydrating agent has a property of changing the composition. What about the drying agent? The concentrated sulfuric acid can also act as a drying agent. How? It can dry the gas. So if you want moisture free gas, like if you want oxygen and you don't want water along with the oxygen, so you can dry the gas, nitrogen, oxygen, any type of gas. Okay, it will just remove the moisture but it will not change the composition. So when it is acting as a drying agent, it is just bringing physical change. Physical change matlab it is just removing the water but the composition is not changing. hydrogen gas, nitrogen gas, these gases are not becoming something else. Their color is not changing. Okay. So when it is acting as a drying agent, it is a physical change and no change in composition. Dehydrating will be chemical change and change in composition. Okay, glucose C6H12O6. If you, okay, now don't write here plus H2SO4. Always write concentrated H2SO4 on the arrow when you are using this equation as dehydrating. So glucose will be giving you 6 carbon and 6 H2O. Now carbon is what? It is a black color spongy mass. Okay, so just see this reaction down. So if you are adding crystals of sugar or glucose, what will happen? The steam is evolved, the water will get evolved, and black spongy charred mass of carbon is formed. Okay, that carbon is actually black color. What is cane sugar? Whatever sugar you have at your home, sucrose, that is C12H22O11. Okay, now what will happen? 12 carbon, because you are seeing this is C12, this will become 12 carbon, sugar charcoal, and 11 H2O. If you observe, H is 22O11, so it is 11 H2O. So this will become steam and this will be remained as black spongy mass. What about cellulose? Your paper, wood, okay, the bark of the tree, whatever. Now that is C6H10O5 raised to N. Raised to N, basically it is N times. So I'm not taking, it's a small, like the cellulose can be very long. So it is an N molecules of cellulose. What will happen? The carbon also will be N molecule and the water is also N molecule. Formic acid, now these are organic compound we are going to study in organic chemistry. This is formic acid. If you can tell me, where is the formic acid found in nature? Ant.
Fruits.
Ant.
मैं आंटी बोलने वाला था म्यूट पे था
Ant.
अभी
Yes. Okay. Oxalic acid. COOH, and there is a single bond between the carbon, COOH. Or else in the exam it can come this way also, H2C2O4. If you see, there are 4 oxygen, 2 hydrogen and 2 carbon. So oxalic acid, H2C2O4. Can anyone tell me where is oxalic acid? You can get it. I
olive
think
oil
olive oil, or you can say tomatoes. In tomatoes we have. Tartaric acid, you can get it in tamarind, I think. Okay, just एक बार read कर लेना. Now they will ask you which organic compound on reacting with sulfuric acid gives you 2 products, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. So only one reaction we have, oxalic acid. So oxalic acid is actually giving you 2 products, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Formic acid is giving only you carbon monoxide. Okay. Ethanol. Now this is the wine. If you know what is wine, alcohol. So when this we are going to study again in organic chemistry chapter. So when you dehydrate, you want to actually make ethene gas. Now ethene is a gas which is actually getting evolved in petrols and everything. So if you want to generate ethene gas, if you add sulfuric acid concentrated, the moisture is removed and you will actually get C2H4. We are going to study this again, so don't worry. Hydrated salts, you already understood that CuSO4.5H2O, which is blue color, gets converted to white anhydrous, water of crystallization is removed. Now this is very important part. Please write at least 2 to 3 times. Okay, whatever I'm telling you, if you do it that way, 100% you will get 100. Now this is very important, another test. Now how can you say that you have a sulfuric acid only? Which reaction will give you a test? Whichever acid you are actually using now in the reaction is a sulfuric acid. So if you get SO2 gas as an evolved, and SO2, you know the test. What is the test of SO2? lime water milky. Okay, so when you add with copper, you will get an SO2 gas, and you know the test of SO2. Okay, so this you have already studied. Like test for SO2 is what? Acidified K2Cr2O7, orange to green. Now what about HCl? If you add sulfuric acid to
Dense
NaCl,
white fumes.
yes, so you will get HCl. Now how will you know that it's an HCl? You put a rod which is dipped in the ammonia solution or ammonium hydroxide, and you will be getting dense white fumes. Okay, now this is the another reaction which is very important. Now barium chloride, when you add acid, sulfuric acid, you get a white precipitate, barium sulfate. Similarly, when you add acid sulfuric dilute on lead nitrate, you get lead sulfate, PbSO4. Now both are giving you white precipitate. Now this is also another test. Okay, so sulfuric acid, you have 4 types of tests. Okay, one is the SO2 gas is evolved, the second is the HCl. Okay, third and the fourth is getting a white precipitate. Now barium sulfate and lead sulfate, they are insoluble, so therefore you are getting white precipitate. This is very important. PbSO4 is insoluble in hot water or even on heating. Okay, PbCl2, however, obtained on heating lead nitrate is soluble in hot water. We are going to study this more in depth in acid, base and salt. Okay, so barium chloride से barium sulfate बनता है, or else you can also form barium sulfate when you are reacting barium chloride solution with Na2SO4 solution. So basically, if you replace this H2SO4 and write there Na2SO4, then also you will get barium sulfate solution, precipitate. Okay, lead sulfate is insoluble in hot water, but PbC, lead chloride, is soluble in hot water. Now this you can write it separately. Now how do you distinguish that you have 3 acids? How will you distinguish whether you have H2SO4, HCl or HNO3? Now remember, barium chloride solution, it reacts with H2SO4, not with HCl. Okay, so barium chloride doesn't give any precipitate with dilute HCl and dilute HNO3, but it gives a white precipitate with H2SO4. Okay, because barium chloride and barium nitrate are soluble in dilute H2SO4. So this is the main test. Okay, so barium chloride solution is the test, chemical test. Okay, how do you distinguish is barium chloride? Now, what about uses? These they don't come so much. Like you can, so use you can write actually. It is used as a non-volatile acid in the preparation of nitric acid, HCl, and phosphoric acid. You can write this. They will always ask you only one use. Okay, so just write one use, that it is used in helping, or it is used in preparation of HNO3 and HCl. Dyes and drugs, don't write all those things, that is not that important, not in relevance in your textbook. Okay, this also you can write, that it is used in purification of oil, or it can remove the metal impurities. Okay, oxidation and reduction reaction, you already know about it. Addition of oxygen is oxidation, removal of oxygen. Okay, so just read this. Okay,